Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank Professor Gurniman for inviting me, and also Southeast Center for South Asia for inviting me. And it's my pleasure to be here today. Today's topic is creating the digital Sanskrit canon 21st century. So some of you may have known, like in Buddhism, there's a Tripitaka, in Pali called Tripitaka, or Sanskrit called Tripitaka. That means collection, basket of texts, right? Three baskets, Sutra and Vinaya and Abhidharma. Those are three baskets. So here, today I'm talking about the Sanskrit three basket, right? So Sanskrit, when we look at this history, in India and Southeast Asia, there used to be like a Sanskrit text, Sanskrit basket, Tripitaka, right? But because of in 12th century, late 12th century, the Muslim invasion in India, the Nalanda University, they destroyed a big university, right? And all the Sanskrit texts preserved in the library completely destroyed and burned down. And virtually the Buddhism, especially Sanskrit Buddhism, completely wiped out in India because of the Muslim invasion. And since then, fragment of the Sanskrit texts we can still find in Nepal and in Central Asia, like Gilgit, the border between India and Pakistan, right? They found, and still people are excavating some of the manuscript. So it's very hard to find this Sanskrit text, right? Because it's very rare, not approachable. So we come up with this DSBC, Digital Sanskrit Buddhist Canon project, in 2003. And the professor from University of California, Berkeley, named Dr. Louis Lancaster. So he and my father, Min Bahadur II, lately, so they team up and then started this Digital Sanskrit Buddhist Canon in 2003. And since then, last 20 years, we have been digitizing like a printed text, like which is available in this world, like printed text from 19th century onward. So today I will focus on this project and what we have accomplished and what kind of tools we are using for this project, and also a little bit introduction of the existing Sanskrit Buddhist texts in Nepal and recent development, and what we can do in the future. So I'll just briefly talk about this. So, most of the texts we collected is published text first, right? And from 19th century onward, and we gave the name called a Sanskrit Buddhist Canon, Digital Sanskrit Buddhist Canon. So Canon. Sanskrit Buddhist text is completely wiped out. Right? So why we need to, again, give the same like a Sanskrit Buddhist text? Because history, we do have that Sanskrit Buddhist text, right? Preserved in Sanskrit, in like a Sarvastivada Nikaya. Most of their texts are in Sanskrit. And Mul Sarvastivada, they also have some Sanskrit. And in Sri Lanka, there's a Vaitulya Pitaka. It used to be belongs to like Mahayana scripture, right? And Mahavira, the Theravada group, they later rejected those Vaipulya texts, and then because they think that is apocryphal or something. And since then, we still have a handful of Mahayana texts preserved in Sanskrit left in this world, right? And in Nepal, especially, I'm from Nepal, and in Nepal, we have old Vajrayana form of Buddhism called Newar Buddhism. So Newar is Nepal, which means Nepal. And Newars are like oldest residents of the Canon Valley. And we believe that some of the Newar, myself, like who has a title like Shakya. Shakya is like a surname, right? The surname, we believe that we have a like special connection with the people from the Lumbini where Buddha was born, right? So during Buddha's lifetime, lots of Shakya, there was like a big war, right, between some percentage son, Vidudaba, and Shakya kingdom. Right? After war, lots of Shakya got massacred. I heard 7,000 people massacred. And some of the Shakyas, they left. And maybe the people who live in Kathmandu right now, maybe they were like a descendant from the Lumbini Shakya. Right? So we have some connection. And in Kathmandu Valley, especially Newar community, we practice Buddhism. We have lots of monasteries in Kathmandu. very old, like a 10, established in like a medieval period, right? And so we all kept like this Sanskrit manuscript in the temple, and we recite San daily, right? So Sanskrit is almost like a Sanskrit texts are like primary texts we use for the day-to-day life, ritual, like from birth to death ritual, like Kriya, right? We use that one. So Sanskrit, so we really need to preserve this Sanskrit text, and we use this as like main resource, right? So because of that, we come up with this idea, like, why don't we reconstruct the Sanskrit Buddhist canon, right? Because it was there in the past, but it's disappeared. But we need to bring back again, right? So our goal of this project is first, we have to reconstruct Sanskrit Buddhist canon. And we have to compile all the Sanskrit texts available in the world, right? So it's very tedious task. It's not easy to find. And some texts are, this is real text, easily we don't get access to those texts, right? So we have to get, even in Nepal, where I was born, if in order to get few manuscripts, so we have to get like permission. And some Bajaj are very orthodox. They don't want to expose their collections, because that's like a heritage of Nepal. So it's very hard to get those, but still we are trying to get all the collection and put together and compile, right? And second thing, so beside we digitized printed text, right, available from 19th century, but we are also trying to look for the original manuscript from different archives. From in Nepal, there are many archives. So we also start digitizing from our own Naga Institute. We start digitizing some manuscripts. So that's also our goal. And also to encourage and facilitate feedback on the canon from the different people interested in Buddhism across the world. Right? So we really need, so right now, very handful of people are working on this project. So we need help from the Buddhist scholars, especially Sanskrit Buddhist scholars, to help and enhance our cataloging system and categorization. So it's very important that we need help on this. So without help of the scholar, it's not possible to make it correct classification. Later we will see some classification scheme. And this is the website, so dspc.org. So we launched this in 2005, and since then we have uploaded many texts on that. It's really accessible. Let me see. And so far, we have already digitized 700 titles of Sanskrit texts. So lots of people have misconception that, oh, Sanskrit Buddhist canon is already disappeared. Right? There's not many left in this world. But still, we managed to digitize 700 titles. And it totaling 55,000 pages. Currently, 475 is online, so you can have access. And including 92 sutras, Vinayas, 15 Vinayas, 323 Shastras. Right? And the structure of the digital Sanskrit. So before I mentioned, so there's a tree basket, right? Old system, like especially Pali Canon, they classify into tree basket system. But here, what I did a new thing here, instead of creating the Abhidharma Pitaka, I created Shastra Pitaka as one of the basket, and kept Sutra Pitaka and Vinaya Pitaka as like as Pali. So why we need to do like a, because in Sanskrit there's so many like a commentarial work has been done, and so many have been done, commentary, bhashya. So we have to put those things in one basket. Right? So I created this Shastra Pitaka instead of Abhidharma Pitaka, and put all the commentarial work on this Shastra Pitaka. So there's hundreds of texts out there. And Vinaya, a handful of Vinaya texts. And Sutra, Abhidharma, Dharani, Jataka, all the word of the Buddhas are listed under the Sutra Pitaka. So this is a new classical scheme, and so we need help from the scholar to approve it. And these lists are getting bigger and bigger. There's so many, and our teams envision like this. So we not only we focus on Buddhist canon, but some are literature, also grammatical book. Also, we can incorporate in this Tripitaka, because those are also some are like dictionaries, Amarkosa, and those are very important texts for the Sanskrit learner. So we also incorporate in this canon. So that's our goal. And process. So design and process also very tedious job, right? So what we do here, like we use some software. Later I will discuss what kind of stuff. So we use the software to convert the Devanagari. If the text is written in Devanagari, we transcribe first and provide the e-text, right? And we in the website you can see the Unicode Devanagari and Unicode we provide in two formats, because especially the Asian student, Indian, Nepali, they are very familiar with Devanagari. It's easy for them to read that. But for Western scholar, they're accustomed to the Romanized text. So I also provided Romanized. So people who interested in that, they can look at Devanagari, Romanized. And also we multiple proofread. We have to read the Sanskrit text. We have to use diacritic mark. Right? So it's very difficult. Sometimes we miss the diacritic, so we have to put the right diacritic on each text. Proofreading is one of the tedious job of this project. So 3-4 rounds of the proofreading take place. And this is the sample of the e-text Romanized. And the Devanagari is here. And you can copy paste and do source engineering. And what kind of tools have been used? So this project started 20 years ago. So it's totally different. Right now it's like an AI age. So in 90s, we were looking for like software to digitize, and we found this iLeap. Is it 2000? And at that time, this iLeap allowed to type in different languages like Hindi, Assam, Bengali, and we started using this for time being. And then at the time also found another software which is called this is iLeap key coding system at the time. Right? At that time it's very popular, this iLeap system, but we gave up this system and started incorporating iTranslator, which is actually made by one of ashram people, Omkaran ashram in the Uttarakhand Pradesh. Right? And this it came out in 1999. But they keep updating, and when we started using it, it's already 2003. So this after 2003, they did not update it after that. But still, it's compatible with the not Mac but the PC. So since then, like the last 20 years, we have been using this software, iTask, and it's very convenient. So you just need to memorize all the coding system. It's called iTrans Sanskrit coding. So it's just a one page. It's very not difficult. So if you memorize and if you use that software, you don't need to learn Devanagari. Just type in, and then it will automatically convert into Devanagari and Romanized. So without knowing, you can still type Devanagari. And it's a Unicode system. It's compatible with Unicode. It's easy to convert Word file, e-text file. Is very convenient. So we have been since 2003. And you can see one example here. So the inputter, so they will look at the manuscript, and they type in code, and then later so it will automatically convert Devanagari and Romanized simultaneously. So you can give output. It's very, very good. But you have to handle it. So we have hired lots of very young inputter to do this kind of work, because it's 3-4 they work for 3-4 hours. If you work more than that, so I will have you're gonna hurt your eye, because it's very tedious job. So we hired them to work for only 3 hours per day. Lots of young kids are working there. And this is recently I went to Nepal and honored them for their contribution. We have like 15 people so work for this project. And so now AI time, right? So lots of people may ask, like, why don't you use AI system to digitize, right? And I have been testing recently. Lots of friends are suggesting, you can use some AI. You don't need to hire people. You can just convert. And in 2008, when I went to Berkeley for a visiting scholar, as a visiting scholar, at the time, Berkeley, they introduced one OSHARE software. And we used that one in 2008, but the result of the AI OCR is like 70–80% only accuracy. And now in 2023, it's almost like 99%, very, very efficient. And this is one of apps, is a Beast app. So I tested 2–3 months ago, and this is one folio of the Dasa Bhumika Sutra. And it's just like you feed in that picture, it's just text from your mobile device, and then automatically you just put the text there, like almost 100% accurate conversion rate. So if you use this kind of software, you can sell like 500 pages per day very easily. So after 20 years of, so we almost finished the digital book, but now it came out. This is one software, and then another website. This is called as ocrsanskritdictionary.com. So they ask us to upload, and then they will convert it. So this is a little bit almost same result, but you have to feed in. You can upload your picture. A little bit incoming, but so I also uploaded one picture, and they will give you the result here. So you have to manually one by one picture. You have to upload it, and you get the conversion. Devanagari. So this is for printed, right? Printed Devanagari. I also, my friend in the University of London, he's in Alexander O'Neill. So he's doing research on this the text recognition for the other script. So in Nepal, we use at least there's many scripts. Right? 3 scripts are more important: Bhujimol, Ranjana, and Prachalit. Those 3 scripts. Most of the manuscripts are written in Prachalit, but Bhujimol and lots of manuscripts, and also Ranjana. So what they have been doing right now is they're using different software, the word analyzing, and they OCR all these Prachalit script. I think in the future they will also use for Bhujimol and Ranjana. But I heard the result is not very bad. In a few years, maybe they will launch this software as well. Yeah. So in that way, we can also digitize manuscript very efficiently and in short amount of time. But right now in our institute, we hire some people to transcribe it. But it's taken like for one folio or 2 folio, they spend like 2 days to transcribe because they have to slowly. But if we can develop this kind of software, it will be very fast. This is still ongoing. And he wrote this paper in 2003. Hopefully it will come out. And also I would like to discuss a little bit about our collection. Right? So where our source of the SPC. So in Nepal has the largest repository of the Buddhist Sanskrit literature. Right? So before I mention, after India, when Nalanda University destroyed, so some monks, they fled from India, and they looking for a safe haven. Right? So they came to Nepal. Some they escaped, and they brought lots of manuscripts from India. And till today, so the people in Nepal, Newar Buddhists, we have some kind of custom to copy manuscript, keep copying different manuscripts. So same manuscript, we will have like 100 different versions, because we believe that it's one of the merit taking. All right. So if you copy this minute Buddhist teaching, so you will get lots of merit. So that's belief. So in Nepal, especially in National Archive, Asa Archive, there are many collections. They have hundreds, thousands of manuscripts there. So because of that custom ritual, we believe that if you copy, you will get a lots of merit. And especially in monastic. So in Nepal, Newar Buddhism, we don't have monastic, but it's called Bajracharya, priest who perform the ritual for day-to-day life. Right? So they have like a monk status. So they preserve and conserve. They preserve each Bajracharya priest. They will keep like 10 to 15 manuscripts at home, even today, for their daily ritual, daily practice. So because of that, we still don't know like how many manuscripts are still kept in Nepal. Right? So we come up with lots of one project. I'll discuss so shortly. So in Nepal, so Nepal is a very small country, but most of the manuscripts are kept in Kathmandu, this valley, right? Not in the others. So in Kathmandu is Kathmandu Valley is divided into many cities, Kathmandu, Patan, Lalitpur, Bidurpur. So I live in the Patan. So our project focused on the Patan area. So most of the people who kept some manuscripts, so we asked them to bring, get permission to scan. And Kathmandu, there's another project going on, Asa Archive. So they kept all the, if somebody donated manuscript from Kathmandu area, so they kept in Asa Archive. And National Archive is collecting all the manuscripts all over Nepal. So they have a more collection. So so this I just mentioned already. So these are a major manuscript collection is going on. National Archive collection, Asa Archive, Case Library, which is also part of the National Archive. And Swim Library just approached this recently. They have like 100 manuscripts. And project, we have been rare manuscript presentation. So far, we have already scanned 500 manuscripts. And 2-3 years ago, another British Library sponsored another project called Independent Archive Program. So also has 600. Some of the picture you can see. So this is the picture from the National Archive. So National Archive is the biggest, they have the biggest collection, 35,000 Indian manuscripts. And they are mainly organized. And the University of Hamburg collaborated and catalog all the manuscripts preserved in National Archive. And they microfilm us 30 years ago. But now the microfilm is now deteriorating because it has a very short span of lifetime. So maybe they have to again scan those. And the Asa Archive, so this is private collection. They already decided 7,000 manuscripts. And recently, in 2015, there's a last earthquake took place in Nepal. Very big, 90,000 people died. At that time, so people house toppled and they found some remains, fragments of the manuscript. Now they gave donation to this Asa Archive. Now they have another 2,000 manuscript. This fragment they're now scanning. So hopefully it will be available for online. And this is they will preserve Japanese Nogaya Buddhist library donated all the cedar boxes. They kept very well. But that's not preserved well. But Asa Archive preserved well. So they have a double box, the paper box, they put manuscript inside, and outside is a wooden. Yeah, so they have 7,000. Among 7,000, I think 3,000 Buddhist texts at all. Lots of Hindu texts. And last summer, I went to Nepal and listened to some manuscript. And this is the swimming pool. It's one of the central part. And we just surveying some we gave them book cover and the quality you can see second slide. So what happens after the earthquake, everything is scattered, very the whole damaged, and the whole book cover. So we told them that this is very precious treasure out there. Why don't we preserve it? So we give the book cover for them, and still they haven't given us permission to scan. They're reluctant to give us permission. But we told them if you keep this for a long time, it will just turn into dust because it's not preserved well, and the weather condition. It's rainy season, it's damp, right? It's very easily folio. So I already told them you have to. Quickly you can start preserving, otherwise it's precious. And some manuscripts are written like gold and silver color. It's very beautiful manuscript. So the Buddhist manuscript project, we started this in 2009. And why we need to do this on other projects? That's archive and that's like what they're doing, right? But so especially in Lalitpur city, the people of Lalitpur, they don't want to donate their manuscript collection to the other city, right? So they approached us and asked them, like, if you want to scan, we will give permission. So I said, okay, why don't we start another project to scanning? And so in 2009 we got a grant and we started scanning 200 manuscripts. And at the time, we don't have an infrastructure, so we just bought like a very small scanner, only scan like this, very short, small size of the book, right? But later, second grant, this is the collection scan phosphate. This is a beautiful one. It's very in the they have 350 minutes. Somebody donated, and they just put it in the cell, and now already most of them scan, and it's available online. And among these 350, so 200 are Buddhist texts, other are the ritual Hindu rituals, Hindu Shastra. And then long gap, 2009, so we didn't get a grant after that. And then 2008, we got a grant from the Buddhist Center from Harvard. They gave some grant, and also they provided equipment, scanning devices, everything. And we designed another 200 minutes at a time. And so this 200 minutes now available in the Buddhist, and also we developed another website. So we'll have a parallel website distributing these texts for free. And currently, we have a studio, our Nakajin studio, and we have some students to digitize all. And it's a state-of-the-art technology. So this is kind of like a Sony camera. We use not scanning, but it's just taking photographing of the manuscript. It's very high quality. So one folio pixel size is 50 megabytes, something very high quality. And this is the website we just launched last year. It's called RSBMT project, and we uploaded 200 manuscripts. And you can access all the manuscripts. This is Hindi text, and you can zoom in, zoom out. It's very easy to. You can also copy in your hard drive. So after we digitize so many of these manuscripts, so people approach like, why don't you transcribe some of the text? Right? And then we established this another project called Nepal Manuscript Transcript Project. We collaborated with Asian Legacy Library. It used to be their old name is called ACIP, Asian Classical Input Project. And we trained some of the local people, like 3-month training of the how to read and write the Devanagari, not Devanagari, the Ranjana, Ujimol, and Prachalit. This first group, they learned Prachalit script. And then second group, they learned Ranjana script in 3 months. And then we hire some of the best students to do the transcription work. This is our building in Lilliput. And so this is one of the students we hire after she finished the 3-month training. So now she can read the Prachalit script, manuscript, and you can use iTrans software to translate. And we have like 6-7 people are working on this transcription project. And most of it are ladies, women, because we want to empower women. And they have more patience because this transcribing work needs lots of patience. Word by word, we have to analyze and transcribe. It takes a lot of time. So they spend like an average 4 or 5 hours per day. And last year, so in Dharani, one of the interesting topic, not many scholars are, especially Gudrun Purnima, only a few handful of Ronald Davidson and a few handful of professors are open. So why don't we start the Dharani preservation project? Because Dharani are not many available. So if we start looking, then put together and compile all that in one place. So I started this project with the collaboration of So before we started this project, I thought there would be lots of Dharani we can decide. But in 1 year, we managed to Dharani only 120 so far. That means there's not many available. So we need to more effort to put Dharani. And so we already scanned 100 820, and we already website accelerated project. And we plan to draft some of them and publish the book, like 108 RNA collection. And the new collaborations. So we have collaborated with especially those who are working with text. And 10 years ago, we collaborated with Buddhist. So Buddhist, what they do is they collected all the Hindu sutra and then record and they chant, right? They hire somebody from Nepal, a Brahmin, who was trained in Vedic chanting, right? So they hired and they recorded all the sutra hymns in this text recorded. We provided for e-text. So they used our e-text. The text and the music, the songs, all the hymns are here. So you can play the sound and then you can recite from the text. It's very useful. Those who want to recite accurately, like a traditional way, you can look at this website. It's called Resounding Sanskrit Buddhist Literature. And so one purpose of it is the person who chanted is not Buddhist, is a so, and Paul Kathmandu Valley, the Newars who also chant the Buddhist hymns in the temple. So they have a Newar flavor and Newar Buddhist flavor. So we also incorporate those Newar chanting in this website. Right now, when we listen to Buddhist chanting, it's like Hindu Vedic style chanting. So we incorporate those Newar. And another website called Buddha Next. This is like a few years ago they launched. So what they do is like they put lots of collaborate with lots of in projects, not only Sanskrit, Pali, Sanskrit, Chinese, Tibetan, and they like you can see all the text. If you look somewhere, you can see the same text somewhere parallel. You can see in Pali, Sanskrit, and Chinese. Coalition is very important website. It's very getting important now. And they also do like top formulation Canon for the scholar to comparative text is very good. And one of the also that also put there, also compare with the 40 also English. So this is called Buddhist Nexus stuff. Right? And future plans. So there's still lots of things to be done. Right? So it's like 100 years project. So now, so far, we almost completed the printed edition, right? Digitization. So we need to put together and publish one DVD, right? And put together all things. And after the proofreading, so it's very easy. But we plan to at least come up with a CD where people can get it and they can use it without internet connection, right? So this is one of the goals. Offline is all the connection, right? Especially in the rural area in India, Nepal, monasteries, especially they don't have an internet connection in rural area. Mustang, if we give them a CD, they can use it. So this is one of the future collection. And another thing, categorizing digital source Canon. This is the huge task, and still we don't have like comprehensive bibliographic Buddhist text so far. So people are working on like not comprehensive. We really need to create that comprehensive bibliographic Sanskrit text. And comprehensive catalogs for the text. And another important publication of diplomatic edition of unpublished Sanskrit. So right now, lots of scholars from different, like they are published what are like and university also. But we really need to come up with like one big Sanskrit Tipitaka compilation of the Sanskrit Tipitaka. So that's why we're planning to launch this Sanskrit Tipitaka CD in the year. We start publishing few texts and then we use other scholar continue. So it's very important. So I have a friend in Australia after EMC. So he planning to publish texts. I like just begin this launch Sanskrit Buddhist literature. because we don't have it, right? We don't do it right now. So there's a need. So that's why we start doing this. And this is very important. This project will critically need for Sanskrit Buddhist textual literature. So right now, because of earthquake, that is gonna in false places are very old. It's medieval period. It's easily destroyed, and recently the earthquakes keep coming. That's one of the two earthquakes. So we don't feel right now, and when that just gradually fading. So it's time now, here and now, we have to do something. And this project is that serve as a stepping stone for the reconstruction of Sanskrit. This is very, very important. Something set here. We need to revamp and reconstruct. And we do have resources, we have sources scholars. We don't do right now. It will be time we do right now. Very important. Thank you very much. And thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for a very interesting talk here about all these initiatives and very recent developments. I think we have a couple of minutes for questions.